Hello, we are here, frenemy.com, with Sylvan Esso, who have just played a show at All Points East in a scorching heat. How was it?
It was. We haven't done it yet. We're about to.
Oh, you're about to do it? All right, I thought you'd already played.
No,
Good,
that's why we are not very sweaty.
Yeah, no, we're almost sweaty.
Are you used to extremely hot gigs?
Yes, relatively. There was one time when I was so hot that I had to go into a walk-in cooler afterwards.
That is true, yeah, I remember that one.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm more used to sweaty DJ sets. For some reason, clubs don't feel the need to pump up the air conditioning when they're sold out, but
Truth.
but at least there's a normal ventilation to a festival set.
I also have a fan now. I have
yeah, that's
a fan,
cheating.
which is-
Fanning is cheating, they
It's
say.
the best. It's the best $20 I've spent
So-
in a long time.
So tell us, who or what is a Sylvan Esso?
A Sylvan Esso, well, it's named after a computer game called Swords and Sorcery that you can play on the iPhone or any other smartphone product. And it's in it, if you sing a song of sorcery, you like hold your sword up in the air and you sing this particular thing, and the moon has to be in the right phase, and then these little sylvan sprites pop out of the bushes and sing to you, and that's what our band is named after.
Wow, it's like Hadouken.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like, exactly, yeah.
Ah, brilliant. Now you both started in separate bands and doing kind of folk and psychedelic sort of stuff. What turned you on to electronica? Why did you decide to go a bit more dancey?
We've actually always both been interested in electronic music, and especially pop music. We initially bonded over our shared love of like Rihanna, like that, like the
Yeah, and They Might Be Giants.
yeah. But we
Fantastic
realized we had always. I mean, I'd been banging electronic music for a long time, and she had been wanting to do something that was a little bit more pop than her other bands, and had a bunch of songs already that would fit with that, and it was like.
It's very
Just kind of
easy.
had, yeah, it was like
it's
a really
very
simple transition.
comfortable and smooth.
Yeah, I think it's an interesting thing is that to me, if you're being honest with yourself, any band is this is the result of the mysterious dynamic of the people that are in that band. So every band, if it's a different group of people, should sound different. I think it's always weird when bands like decide what they're going to sound like, before they sound that way. And this was kind of right out the gate what we wanted to sound like. This was kind of the immediate thing.
This is
that
how we
happened.
sounded, yeah.
And how did you find the kind of, having made that transition with this new project, was it easier to get your music heard? Was it easier to get accepted? I mean, because there is the kind of, the idea that maybe kind of alternative music is fading and it's easier to get, more people are into pop music now. I mean, did you find that? Did you find it was kind of almost instant sort of, attention?
I think it felt pretty alternative when we started.
Yeah, it felt pretty alternative. Also, I guess we come from the DIY spirit of American touring, where you just get in a car and drive for 6 months, and keep on playing. So just the mere fact that 20 people wanted to come see us was enough to make us tour for 3 more weeks. It was also we started the band 4 or 5 years ago.
Yeah.
So it was kind of before the major pop wave, or maybe that was right when it was
It's
beginning.
kind of tough to say. I mean, I think it was immediately more successful than any other thing that we'd done, but I'm not sure that was because it was of the genre that it was in.
Right.
I think that we were just more. I mean, have you ever seen that documentary, I'm Trying to Break Your Heart, that Wilco documentary?
I haven't seen that one, no.
It's really good. You should totally watch it. But there's a great part in there where Wilco's manager talks about the two kinds of potential a band can have, and one is artistic and the other is like marketability, essentially. And marketability, it's like this mysterious thing that you can't really control. Like, there are too many factors, it's too all over the place to really have your finger on the pulse of all of the things that go into something working out, So on that front, I'm not sure. I feel very grateful that this project found a lot of people who resonated with what we were doing, but I'm not totally sure that has anything to do with the specific genre that we chose. You know what I mean?
Yeah. If there are other people that are hoping to make the same sort of leap, have you got some tips for them? Maybe 5 tips for?
Just keep on playing music, and don't stop, and you're not entitled to anything.
You don't deserve any.
Yeah,
You don't deserve
yeah. You just have to keep on proving yourself over and over again, and it will never stop and never end. You just have to keep on being consistently good.
Okay.
That's really it. Yeah.
Which do you prefer performing? Which is more fun to do? In
What do you
terms of
mean?
the more
Like
the
performing
poppier
or
stuff,
writing?
or the folkier, the sort of earlier stuff.
It's all one and the same thing. It's because it's not like I'm like, okay, I'll put on my folk hat now, or it's like having a conversation with two different friends. You're still the same person. You're just slowly adjusting the way that you're communicating.
Are you still sort of doing those other projects as well? Is everything sort of ongoing and all
yeah.
of this?
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. I don't think either of us would be totally content with a single musical outlet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
There's
what
too
can we
much to say.
So are there sort of releases approaching?
There are, and we can't tell you about them.
Oh, you can't tell us.
But they are myriad.
Usually people are very keen to tell us about it.
Yeah.
It's very,
So
very
soon.
strange.
Come ask us in like a couple of months.
Yeah, in a week or two, a month.
Okay, so finally, when I go along and watch your show later on, what can I expect?
Hopefully.
Yeah, hopefully posy vibes and a lot of dancing people who are feeling good and excited and feeling their feelings.
I mean, yeah, ideally a show is a collection of a bunch of people who felt a certain way in the intimacy of their own home, and then they arrive at a venue packed with thousands of people and have this beautiful realization that all these other people know that feeling that was theirs. And like that's a beautiful thing to watch.
That
I think when
would
you do
be-
it, when everything works out, that's
yeah,
what
when
happens.
it works, that's what happens.
Right, I'm going to go for my euphoric experience later on. Thanks very much for watching.